The bonds of the herd are tested every day, and in the smallest acts of support, we see the resilience of the species. They are the symbols of the savanna, the resilient travelers who never stop moving until they reach the next promised grazing land. The Great Migration is a relentless cycle of life and death, an ancient rhythm that has pulsed through these plains for millennia, a hidden mechanism perfected over millions of years, waiting for the signal to act in the dark, murky waters of the river. The river is a constant presence, a force that shapes the landscape and influences the lives of all who live along its banks. Beneath the surface, the hunter waits. The Nile crocodile is a master of patience, a relic of the prehistoric age. The calf is the next generation, a symbol of the future that will carry on the migration for years to come. The journey is long, but the reward is the lush grazing of the plains, a goal that keeps them moving through all obstacles. Tension builds in the heavy morning air. The wildebeest senses something, a ripple, a shift in the... Every detail matters in the life of the wildebeests, a testament to the endurance required in their environment. A subtle breach, a quiet break in the surface tension, and the hunter is there, present and accounted for in its domain. The hunter calculates the distance with predatory precision. Every movement of the wildebeest is measured, every twitch of the dam breaks. A single wildebeest leaps, and the herd follows in a chaotic, thundering rush of dust and water. The end of the day marks the pause, a moment to reflect on the challenges that have been overcome on the long journey.
The quiet pools are the most dangerous. They provide little warning of the depth and the predators that lie beneath the surface.
The far bank is a symbol, a promise of safety, but it remains separated by the treacherous, flowing water they must now brave. The river is a shared world, where many live out their days in a complex, ongoing drama of survival and existence. For the younger members of the herd, the crossing is a grueling physical test. The current pulls with deceptive strength, patient, vigilant, and always watching. The crocodile is a fixture of this landscape, as essential as the water itself. The path is part of the tradition, a route that has been followed by generations of wildebeests in their migration every year.
The predator remains perfectly still, a dark shadow amidst the golden sunlight filtering through the water. It is waiting for the perfect opportunity.
The herd moves as one, a massive force of life that continues to push forward in the face of all the obstacles it encounters. Every variation in the landscape is a test of their stamina, a constant reminder of the difficulty of the migration they endure. The riverbed is a treacherous landscape, unpredictable and slick with centuries of sediment. A single miss, a testament to the struggles of life. These horns are used for defense and display, marking the journey of the individual animal. The presence of the predator is felt before it is seen. The herd shifts, a ripple of movement echo. Hope begins to manifest as the far bank looms closer. The water level begins to shallow, and the panic shifts into a focused drive for the shore. The savanna is a landscape of scale, where the life of the migration is played out in the open, under the watchful eyes of all. The day concludes with a final display of light, reflecting the beauty and the danger of this remarkable, untamed environment. An unexpected alliance, where birds and predators coexist in a fragile, yet fascinating, balance along the river's edge. The individual is part of the whole, a part of the larger, interconnected story of the wildebeest and their life in the savanna. The first hooves strike solid ground, and the momentum of the herd shifts instantly. There is a frantic urgency. The river is a powerful force, an element that supports life, while also being a place of great danger to those who pass by.
Leadership is intuitive, a natural path taken by those who know the way, and followed by those who rely on their wisdom.
The opportunity has passed, and the Nile crocodile recedes into the shadows of the riverbed. It is not defeat, a living, breathing landscape. The crocodile is a product of its environment, perfectly adapted to every nuance of the river. They follow the paths of their history, a traditional route that has been followed by generations of wildebeests in their migration every year. Safety is found, not in stillness, but in movement, As the herd regroups on the far bank, the adrenaline of the crossing slowly fades. The eye reflects the reality of their life, a constant awareness that is necessary for the survival of the herd in the savannah. Mate. The river returns to silence. The frantic splashes and the thundering of hooves are now just echoes in the vast. From this height, the scale of the migration is clear, a massive movement of life that continues, despite the many dangers. The interface between land and water is the most critical point of the journey, where the most important decisions are made. For the young, every crossing is a masterclass in survival. They learn the rhythm of the herd, the importance of staying close. The night is a time of change, a quiet, observant period that contrasts with the activity of the day for the herd and its hunters. The river is a shared world, where predators and their prey move in a complex, ongoing balance of survival and daily existence. The morning is a time for sustenance, a brief period to refuel before the next leg of their long and demanding migration.
Sunlight is a luxury the crocodile earns. After the cold of the deep water, it emerges to absorb the heat. A silent, powerful presence, the crocodile is the master of this domain, ensuring its place at the top of the food chain.
The earth bears the mark of the passage of the herd, a physical reminder of the journey they make every year of their lives. The migration continues, a relentless tide of movement across the African plains. The river was just one obstacle. They are shaped by the land, adapted to navigate its challenges and survive in a world where every step is a potential risk. The migration is a massive effort, a collective, rhythmic movement that represents the strength and resilience of the wildebeest herd. Nature maintains a delicate balance, where the migration of the wildebeest triggers a cascade of effects throughout the ecosystem.
The scales of the crocodile are a part of its identity, a design that has ensured its success as a river predator for ages.
Look at this landscape, and you see not just a river, but a boundary. A line drawn in the earth.
The heat defines the day, turning the river into a challenging environment that tests the limits of every creature living here.
Always watching, always listening. The survival of the herd depends on their constant, unwavering vigilance in the face of the unknown.
Survival requires constant vigilance. The wildebeest's senses are evolved to detect the slightest change in the environment, from the scent of a predator on the wind.
The savanna is a landscape that demands adaptation, where the life of the wildebeest is an ongoing, evolving tale of survival and movement. In the heart of the ancient plains, the rhythm of life is dictated by the pulse of the river.
The American alligator's skin is a marvel of evolution, a resilient, armored exterior that has helped it survive for millions of years.
The river is a lifeline, a winding artery in the heart of the savannah. But beneath this tranquil glass...
An ambush predator, the crocodile has remained an unchanged master of patience for millions of years.
It is an eye that has seen eons pass, cold and unblinking. The Nile crocodile is a master of patience. The path is difficult, but the drive to reach the other side is stronger, keeping them moving through the mud and the current. In the eye of the wildebeest, the story of the migration is written, a tale of survival, endurance, and the will to keep moving. Every step is a gamble. In this theater of survival, vigilance is the only currency that matters. The herd is agitated, a nervous sea of dark fur and horns. They sense the danger, an intangible
tensions. It moves with the grace of a submerged log, barely breaking the surface tension of the water. This is the art of the ambush.
They sense the hidden danger, a primal instinct etched into their lineage over countless generations.
The transition to evening brings a different kind of tension, as the river becomes a place of shifting shadows and renewed activity.
Beneath the surface, tension mounts. A silent game of chess played in the shifting currents of the river.
They share the space with a calm, predatory presence, each one an individual player in the complex drama of the river ecosystem.
The first splash breaks the silence, a thunderous echo that rings across the valley. Hundreds of hooves hammer the riverbed, sending spray high. A moment of truth. To drink is to risk everything, yet the drought offers no other choice.
Even the smallest element has its role, as the grass of the plains provides both food for the herd and cover for their enemies. Beneath the frantic splashing, the world is muted and heavy. The crocodile uses the currents to mask its movement.
The Great Migration, a relentless, surging force of nature that defies the odds of the wilderness.
The water is a veil, concealing the activity of the hunters, who wait for the right moment to make their move. Stability is everything during the crossing. One false step on the slick river stones can spell disaster for the traveler. The sensory organs lining the crocodile's jaw are hypersensitive, detecting the faintest movement in the water column. It doesn't need to see its target to know exactly where it is.
Ancient, cold, and calculating. The river is its domain, and its patience is absolute. In the midst of the collective, the young learn the lessons of the migration, a legacy passed down through generations.
Strength in numbers, yet the individual is always vulnerable. The bond of the herd is their primary defense.
They are not alone. The river is a communal hunting ground, and several apex predators have claimed their stations. The night is coming, and with it, the quiet stillness of the plains, a momentary pause in the relentless cycle of life. They stand at the precipice of their journey, waiting for the signal to brave the crossing.
The reflection in the water is a mirror of the struggle, a testament to the vulnerability that is a part of every daily task. Every splash is a gamble. The wildebeest move with a desperate collective consciousness, pushing forward even as the danger intensifies. A reminder of the life below the surface. The bubbles are the only sign of the silent, waiting predators in the deep.
In the depth of those dark, glassy eyes, one can see the reflection of a landscape defined by perpetual peril.
The eye is a cold, piercing window into a mind governed solely by instinct. It tracks the wildebeest with
opponents. The silence between them is heavy, thick with the weight of the coming encounter. Nature does not offer second chances to...
The dust is constant, a physical reminder of the scale of the migration and the intensity of the travel they endure each day. To the river dwellers below, these shapes are not mere animals, but the rhythm of survival shifting above. From below, the world is a kaleidoscope of light and movement. The wildebeests are dark, rhythmic shapes. Before the sun wakes the savannah, the predator remains in a state of suspended animation, waiting for the coming heat. Deep and dark, the river holds many dangers, a fact that every member of the elephant herd instinctively understands as they approach. Even the smallest misstep in this treacherous terrain can signal a shift in the delicate balance of life and death. Alone, the wildebeest is vulnerable, yet it remains part of the greater whole, its life intrinsically linked to the fate of the herd. It disappears. The last sign of the predator is a fading ripple on the surface, a ghost that has vanished into the dark heart of the Mara. A powerful, efficient motion, the tail is a tool of the hunt, designed for the environment in which the crocodile excels. From above, the herd looks like a liquid river of fur and horns flowing across the water. It is a mesmerizing sight, a congregation of ghosts, perfectly adapted to a life of waiting, watching, and surviving the leanest of times. The call of a calf pierces the roar of the water, a high-pitched cry of distress. Predators are drawn to the sound of vulnerability. The plains are beautiful, but they are also a harsh environment, a place where survival is not guaranteed for any inhabitant. Privacy is a luxury none can afford, yet concealment remains the oldest trick in the Book of the Wild. Every fiber of their being is coiled like a spring, ready to react to the slightest shift in the water's surface. Awareness is the first line of defense, a constant, scanning observation that the wildebeest maintains through every hour of the day. The armor is a testament to the harsh reality of the river. Each scale is a plate of bone, designed to withstand the crushing pressure of the current. As the herd gathers, the collective intelligence of the migration becomes a singular, surging force. The deep water is the most dangerous stretch. Here, the wildebeest lose the security of the solid riverbed, forced to swim.
Daybreak at the river is a time of transition, where the coolness of the night yields to the challenges of the coming day. A singular ripple, a slight displacement of water, the river keeps its secrets, but it does not stay silent. A deceptive appearance of sleep, the crocodile remains aware of its surroundings, its patience unwavering through the long hours. It is a rhythmic game of surfacing and descending, keeping the target in view without revealing its location. The crocodile is a master of the vertical plane.
The burden of the sentinel is heavy. Vigilance is the only barrier between the herd and the unseen depths. As the sun dips low, the river takes on a metallic, obsidian sheen. The migration does not stop for the dark. It is a relentless. The migration is a marathon, not a sprint. A steady, relentless push toward the next grazing land that the herd must maintain. The earth bears the marks of the migration, a testament to the tens of thousands of animals that cross these plains each year. Exhaustion is setting in. The miles they have traveled are written in the heavy, labored breathing of the herd. Every step in the river requires triple the energy. They move with a grace born of necessity, navigating the watery divide that separates the savanna as two halves. Use of the environment is the crocodile's greatest strength. A simple branch, drifting in the current, becomes a shield. It uses. The water is thick with silt and history, hiding the ancient hunters that call this river their home. The water acts as a beacon, drawing the herd forward, despite the dangers that may lie beneath the surface at any point. Stable ground is a rarity here. The earth itself seems to conspire with the river to test the resolve of the travelers.
The strength of the herd is built on the connections between its members, a support system that is essential for survival in the wild. The spray creates a mist that blurs the vision of the herd. They are surrounded by their own kind, yet feel completely alone in the struggle.
The density of life at the crossing is staggering, a testament to the river's power to sustain even the most formidable hunters.
The transition to the water is effortless, a testament to the crocodile's adaptation to its dual-world environment. One flick of that massive, muscular tail can propel the American alligator forward with the speed of an underwater torpedo. Looking out across the channel, the far bank feels like a sanctuary, a dream just beyond the reach of the current. The bond is the only thing keeping the young foal moving. It follows the scent, the sound, and the movement of its mother. They move with a purpose, their journey dictated by the seasons, a cycle of life that has repeated for countless centuries. Designed by nature for the environment of the river, the skin is both a barrier and a tool for the masterful predator. In this landscape, the smallest detail, a blade of grass, a shifting shadow, can be the warning that saves a life. The water is a mirror, reflecting the blue sky and the harsh, bright sun. It is beautiful, serene, and utterly deceiving. The act of entering the water is a monumental decision, a surrender to the flow of the migration. It sleeps, but it never rests. Even with its eyes closed, the caiman remains alert, its ears and...
The savanna is vast, a landscape that hums with the activity of the thousands of wildebeests on their long, epic journey. Evolution has perfected the design of this apex predator, crafting a form that is both invisible and lethal.
The simple act of drinking is a challenge, a moment where the animal's guard must be held high, even while it quenches its thirst.
The riverbed is a treacherous landscape of mud and debris. It holds the history of 1,000 crossings, ascendants.
The tail is a sensory instrument, a rudder that controls its position with microscopic precision. It is also
every movement is calculated, the result of years of experience navigating the risks of the migration across the African plains. Under the silver light of the moon, the river rests, but the tension never truly dissipates.
Watching from the depths, the hunter remains fixed on the bank, waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike at its prey.
Youth and vigor are the herd's best assets, a relentless energy that drives the migration forward against every obstacle. A slow, measured breath. The crocodile is a master of patience, waiting for the perfect alignment of chance and opportunity.
This one stops. It is a moment of profound hesitation, a break in the collective will of the herd. A sentinel on the bank, the landscape itself seems to participate in the drama of the migration, setting the stage for the struggle. They move with grace, even in the most challenging of conditions, a testament to their resilience and adaptation to the wild. The scales are a mosaic of armor, reflecting the golden light filtering down from the surface. They are hard. Sometimes, the hardest part of the journey is not the crossing itself, but the anticipation that precedes it. The water is the source of all life in the savannah, but it is also the home of the predator, the silent ruler of the river. In the quiet moments, even the lightest touch upon the water resonates with the predators below. They hold their heads high, their eyes fixed on the distant shore. This confidence is their armor, but in the depths of the river, it can be their undoing. Even in the face of immense challenge, the social bonds of the herd provide a necessary solace. Breathing is a tactical maneuver. To stay below, the Nile crocodile must rely on its massive lung capacity. They are the travelers of the plains, a force of nature that shapes the environment as they journey across the continent. Even in the simplest moments, there is a rhythm to the life of the herd, a pulse that drives them forward on their long journey. The scavengers wait, watching from the trees. They know the rhythm of the river, the signals that a drama is about to unfold. Camouflage is the ultimate weapon, rendering the most dangerous threats virtually indistinguishable from the mundane. The river is a landscape of hidden contours, where depth and shadow create a complex environment for both hunter and prey. In its eyes, you can see the reflection of the journey. It is a gaze filled with exhaustion, fear, and a burning, singular determination to reach the other side. The beauty of the plains is undeniable, but it is a beauty tempered by the danger that is never far from the surface here. The relentless irritation of the wild, another trial in a life defined by continuous movement and enduring challenges. The connection is immediate, a look that reflects the constant awareness required to survive in an environment as harsh as this. Mistaken identity is a common occurrence in the river. A log, a rock, a mass of debris, everything is a potential threat to the wildebeest. A silent threat, the jaws of the crocodile are a symbol of the dangers of the river, a reminder of the power of nature. The landing is the final, exhausting stage of the crossing. Their muscles are burning, their lungs are searing, and their hooves are coated in thick, heavy river. A rare moment of uneasy peace, where the laws of the river are temporarily suspended in a display of natural symbiosis. The light filters through the water in long, graceful columns, illuminating the depths. The eyes of the wildebeest are designed for panoramic view, a constant scan of the horizon for any sign of movement. The dust clouds mark their passage, a record of the thousands of lives that are bound together by the drive to keep moving. And in the heart of that cycle, the crocodile waits, a silent, ancient reminder that in the weather, too, is a player in this drama, adding urgency to a migration that knows no pause. The river is a constant companion on the journey, a path that brings both life-sustaining water and the danger of the predator. The transition from bank to water is seamless, a silent descent into the hidden, watery world of the predator. The lone straggler is the most vulnerable. Cut off from the herd's collective strength, it stands at the water's edge, a picture of indecision. The armor of the survivor, the crocodile's skin, is a testament to the endurance and the adaptation that has served it so well. They are creatures of the grass, travelers of the plains, forged by the very environment they must traverse to survive. The jaw is a trap, a mechanism of bone and muscle designed for a single, decisive purpose. It doesn't need to be fast, it just needs to be precise. Tools of the trade? The crocodile's anatomy is a testament to millions of years of evolutionary refinement. The splash is loud, a beacon in the quiet morning. It is a sign of life, a statement of intent. The commitment to the crossing is absolute, a choice made by the herd to push forward, regardless of the challenges they face. It moves with an economy of motion that is almost eerie. The legs are held close to its body, its tail providing the propulsion. The heat of the day intensifies the atmosphere, turning the river into a shimmering expanse where reality and illusion blur. The act of drinking is a moment of vulnerability, a test of nerves that every wildebeest must face as they journey across the savanna. Moving like a weather pattern, the herd is a true force of nature. This crocodile becomes the bridge, connecting the mobile herd and the fixed river. Every footfall leaves an imprint, a temporary mark on a landscape that is constantly changing and shifting. The movement is efficient, powerful, and utterly silent, a masterclass in aquatic navigation. The hunter watches from the mud, its eyes the only sign of the danger that waits for the unsuspecting in the river's depths. The mud is soft, yielding, and dangerous. It sucks at their feet, demanding extra energy for every movement. The connection to the group is vital, but in the moments of decision, each individual stands at a crossroads of instinct. There is a coldness in that stare. It is not the heat of the hunt, but the stillness of the predator that knows its time will come. The land is unforgiving, a terrain that demands the utmost endurance from the animals that pass through it on their migration. A symbol of the struggles they face, the horn is a piece of the story, marking the journey and the resilience of the wildebeest. The river is a powerful, living entity. It carries the history of the plains, the sediment of the journey. The river serves as the lifeline of the savanna, a vital, pulsing artery that supports an entire ecosystem. A new day begins, and with it, the cycle of life continues, demanding strength and resilience from all who call this place home. The detail of its skin is incredible, a map of its life, a record of every survival and every conflict. The day concludes on the river, the final light casting long shadows that remind us of the danger that remains in the water. As the day fades, the wildebeest maintains its constant vigil, a testament to the life of survival that it lives in the savanna. As the sun sets, the world changes. The sounds of the day are replaced by the sounds of the night.
Nature's contradictions. The lethal predator, captured here in a moment of stillness and quiet absurdity.
The instinct to survive is not taught. It is inherited, a primal script written into the very blood of the herd. Every drink is a calculated risk, a pause in the relentless pace of their journey to satisfy a basic need. The river is a corridor of light and shadow, a path that links the dry savanna to the promised pastures. An instrument of absolute precision, the crocodile's jaw has been perfected by millions of years of evolutionary pressure. They are the guardians of the river, the silent watchers who have seen the migration pass for centuries. The scent of the river is distinct. Damp earth, decaying vegetation, and the faint, unmistakable smell. Beneath the surface, there is no chaos, only the rhythmic movement of a creature built for the kill. The migration is a collective journey, a massive, orchestrated movement, driven by the ancient call of the seasons. The river hides its secrets well, offering only the slightest ripple as a warning to those who dare approach the bank. Every mark on their bodies tells a story of survival, of a life spent in constant negotiation with the dangers of the wild. This is the lifeblood of the Serengeti. The river is the destination for all life, but it is also the leadership in the migration is a burden, requiring the animal to test the threshold of safety before the herd follows. For the prey, the water is a physical barrier that demands both caution and a leap of faith to overcome. The eye is protected, shielded from the grit and the murk. It is a biological marvel. The water is a world of its own, with currents and depths that dictate the movement of everything within it. A cold, calculating stare that processes movement with unparalleled efficiency, mapping the path of every potential target. In the shadow of the giants, the young learn the lessons of the migration, observing the cautions and the rhythms of the herd. The wildebeests are ill-equipped for this shifting, unstable world. Their legs become their biggest liability. That movement is deliberate. It is not the wind,
nor the flow of the river, but the purposeful adjustment of a predator.
Built to endure, the crocodile's anatomy is a masterclass in adaptation, allowing it to thrive in both air and water.
The Great Migration is a testament to the endurance of life, a rhythmic, pulse-like movement that sustains the heart of the savanna.
The bond between mother and calf is the most powerful force in the herd. It transcends the fear, the hunger, and the exhaustion. The river is never truly empty. It is a bustling hub of life, where every creature has its role and its place.
The river is a chaotic, unpredictable force, demanding strength from all who enter its deep and swirling currents. The water is filled with the debris of the journey, fallen leaves, bits of grass, and the mud churned up by thousands of hooves.
They navigate the water with a mix of caution and determination, aware that the danger is not just on land, but lurking beneath.
The mud is more than just a home. It is a camouflage, a shield, and a part of the crocodile's enduring survival strategy. Even the ground tells a story of scarcity, a landscape defined by the relentless cycle of the river's ebb and flow. The numbers are immense, a vast, throbbing mass of life. They wait at the edge, a hesitant. They are the travelers of the plains, a species defined by their constant, forward momentum in search of greener pastures. As the sun dips below the horizon, the savanna transforms, and the rhythms of the day give way to the silence of the night. The sound is subtle, a soft sigh that is easily lost in the roar of the river. It is a subtle shift in the water is the only hint of the power submerged below, a reminder of the ancient hunter lurking in the dark. They leap, a desperate, powerful movement that launches them into the abyss. It is a leap of faith, a gamble against the currents and the shadows. The center of the river is a place of mystery, where the deep waters guard the secrets of those that wait within. The anatomy of the crocodile is a study in functional perfection. The armored back, the powerful limbs, a moment of calm, a brief respite in a journey that is fundamentally defined by its constant, forward motion. Nature's fury adds a sense of urgency to the migration, pushing the herd onward through the changing, often harsh, conditions. Vigilance is their primary survival strategy, a constant, instinctual scan for any sign of danger that could emerge from the water. It knows. The wildebeest pauses, its ears tuned to the subtle shifts in the river. It hears the sound of water move. The river acts as a magnet, drawing in the life of the plains, a meeting place for all who survive by its waters. Patience is a virtue, and for the crocodile, it is the only way to ensure success in a world where speed is often elusive. The start of another day brings the continuation of the journey, where every moment is filled with the challenges of the wild. The intensity of the sun makes the water look like molten gold, a beautiful, mesmerizing surface that conceals the darkness beneath. The gharial is the undisputed master of this domain, a creature whose very existence is tied to the life cycles of the river. The crossing is a test of confidence, requiring the animal to commit to the unknown depths that lie ahead. The tail is the engine, the secret to its success. It is not just for swimming, it is for stabilization, for turn. They share the space with a calm indifference, united by their role as the apex predators of this ancient waterway. The water turns from clear to brown, filled with the sediment of the struggle. The crocodile uses this turbulence to its advantage. They tread carefully, aware of the instability of the mud and the hidden dangers that might lie within the murky water. It is a study in patience. The crocodile watches, its eyes scanning the chaos for the one individual that breaks the rhythm. It doesn't move. As the sun dips below the horizon, the river prepares for the night, a time of different dangers and shifting shadows. The scale of the migration is truly awe-inspiring. A massive, living force. Their sense of smell is keen, a vital tool for detecting the presence of danger before it becomes a visible threat to the herd. In the wild, constant awareness is the only way to navigate a life where danger can arise from any direction at any moment. The transition to night is the most dangerous time. The light fades, the shadows grow long, and the river takes on The air is cooling, and the heat of the body creates a visible, steaming mist.
The river serves as a mirror to the sky, a serene yet powerful force that has carved this path through the earth over eons. Perfectly adapted to a life of stealth, the Nile crocodile remains still, a master of patience in a world that never stops moving. For a brief, precious moment, the stress of the journey is replaced by the focus on sustenance, a necessary pause in the migration.
It moves through the river as if it owns the place. The rock is just another obstacle. Easily navigated with a flick, a path is worn by the footsteps of generations, a tradition of travel that is ingrained in their very DNA.
The power of the crocodile is not just in its size, but in the efficiency of its anatomy, designed for total mastery of the river. Everything about the alligator is designed for the long wait, a creature that has mastered the art of doing nothing until the moment of action.
Confusion is the most dangerous state. When the herd is moving, there is safety. When they stop, they are vulnerable. The mud is a testament to its life. It carries the sediment of the river in its armor, a record of every crossing it has ever overseen. Every mile is a lesson for the young, a trial by fire in the unforgiving landscape that they call their home. At the end of the day, the river path is a golden road, a beautiful and dangerous route that the herd must traverse to survive.
The river is sensitive to the slightest disturbance, a fact that the American alligator understands as it monitors the surface from the deep.
Intuition is a powerful tool, a sense that goes beyond simple sight to alert the herd to impending changes. They are the pulse of the plains, a constant, rhythmic movement that links the world together. A master of concealment, the crocodile exists in the space between two worlds, perfectly adapted to monitor both. The eyes are the last thing to leave the water. They are always on, always scanning, always observing. The landscape is a witness to the migration, a vast, open stage where the drama of survival plays out day after day. They wait, assessing the risk and the reward, a group of travelers bound by the ancient necessity of their relentless, ongoing migration. The perspective from below is revealing. The legs are frantic, uncoordinated, a mess of movement in the water. The journey is a testament to the endurance of these creatures, a relentless push toward the next grazing land.
The armored hide is a protective shell, a physical manifestation of the survival strategies developed over millions of years. With a slow, deliberate strength, the predator returns to the land, its presence a constant reminder of the hazards of the river. The current is a formidable opponent. It pulls at their legs, drains their energy, and makes every step a battle. They are built for holding, not for chewing. The saltwater crocodile's teeth are serrated and perfectly adapted for the grip.
The landscape is varied, testing the endurance and the resolve of the herd as they press onward across the vast African savanna.
The presence of the herd supports an entire community of other animals, creating a complex web of interactions that define the savanna ecosystem.
They are attuned to the sounds of the plains, where every rustle or call could carry a warning about the dangers that surround them.
They reach the shore, their bodies glistening with water, their hooves digging into the mud. They are the survivors, the ones who made it across.
Each step into the water is a deliberate action, a choice made by an animal that understands the stakes of its environment. The day ends, but the river never sleeps. The rhythm of the water continues, an eternal.
Solitude, for the spectacled caiman, is not a state of loneliness, but a position of strength from which it surveys its dominion.
The river is a force of nature that has carved its path through the land, shaping the world of the blue wildebeests and their predators. Caution is the defining trait of the survivor. This wildebeest takes its time, assessing the water for signs of danger. The bond between mother and calf is the foundation of the herd, ensuring that the young gain the experience needed for the long trek.
Behind that silent exterior lies a mechanism of immense power, a jaw that can exert force far beyond what most can comprehend.
The light creates a dance on the surface, a shifting pattern that the Nile crocodile ignores. It is focused,
The chaos is the sound of survival. Every splash is an attempt to stay upright, to find a footing, to get to the other side. The river's path is not straight. It winds through the landscape, creating diverse environments that challenge all who live nearby. A quiet moment of reflection, where the animal's presence is duplicated in the surface that both sustains it and threatens it. The eye is a piercing, golden orb that reflects the world in high definition. It is a camera, a sensor, and a weapon all at once. The movement is ponderous and deliberate, yet there is a hidden power in the slow crawl of the ancient predator. Resonance. It is a river of life. The wildebeest are not just individuals, they are a flow, a force that moves across the earths. The reeds are the perfect, natural disguise. The Nile crocodile moves through them as if they aren't there. There is a deceptive peace to the plains, a stillness that can be interrupted by the sudden shift in the winds of fate. The simple acts of the wild are the ones that define the daily life of the herd, providing a rhythm to their existence. Yes, it is the last one, the straggler, the one that hesitated. It looks back at the safety of the plains, then falls. The air is a precious commodity. The saltwater crocodile takes it in with a soft, controlled breath. The water acts as a guide, leading the herd on its epic journey across the vast expanse of the African savanna.
The hesitation is palpable, a collective pause in the face of an uncertain and potentially dangerous challenge. The morning is the best time for the crossing. The light is soft, the temperature is cool, and the energy of the herd is hidden in plain sight. The hunter waits for the perfect moment, its presence known only by the slightest ripple. The tail is a marvel of muscular power. It is a weapon, a rudder, and a drive all in one. That was the moment. The hesitation, the loss of rhythm, the fall, all of it has been recorded by the river's silent guardian.
A new day, a new start, and for the migration, another chance to push forward toward the air is filled with scents, and the wildebeest's keen sense of smell is a vital part of its survival toolkit in the wild. And they are a sea of life, a force that cannot be stopped. The migration is a testament to the endurance. The skin is a mosaic of experience. The water droplets are the only evidence of its activity. The sun is a source of energy, and for the crocodile, a cold-blooded animal, it is essential for the function of its body. They move in paths carved by their ancestors, following the routes that have sustained the migration for thousands of years. It is a shape that is built for speed and power. Even in the stillness, you can feel the energy that is contained within that muscular frame.
There is a sadness in those eyes, a reflection of the difficulty of the journey. The wildebeest knows the danger.
The river is a constant, a presence that shapes the land and dictates the life of everything that lives along its banks. Life in the river is a delicate balance, where every creature exists in relation to the others, a complex, interconnected web.
The day is coming to an end, and the river is turning a beautiful, deep orange.
It is a final sign of readiness. The spectacled caiman is still, but the tail is alive, a living pulse. The herd is a single entity, a collective that finds strength and safety in numbers, regardless of the individual challenges. The transition is complete, and the predator is now one with the water, waiting in the deep for the opportunity to strike.
The acacia tree stands guard over the river, a sentinel of the savanna. It has seen countless migrations,
and as the eye closes, the river fades into the night. The stillness is absolute, a silence that is as heavy as the water itself.
The river and the plains are two parts of the same whole, a vast, interconnected landscape that hosts one of nature's greatest dramas.
As the sun sets, the drama pauses, but the cycle continues, forever moving forward into the promise of tomorrow.
The river flows, the cycles turn, and the story continues. The wildebeest will return, and the rating dawn is the hour of the patient. The river, cool and dark, carries the secrets of the night. The earth here is a diary, written in the footprints of thousands who have passed before, recording the perpetual motion of the great trek. In the stillness, they listen. The wind carries more than just dust. It carries the scent of the river and the silent warnings of the savannah. And the creature is rising with the subtle, calculated buoyancy of a master. It senses the vibrations of the herd.
Ancient, unblinking, and utterly focused. It is a gaze that has witnessed the rise and fall of countless generations of travelers.
Look closely into the eye of the wildebeest. You can see the fear, yes, but also the drive. It is a visceral, inherited knowledge of the river's cost.
Strength is relative. A wildebeest is a powerhouse of muscle and endurance, capable of running for miles. But in the water, strength is a liability, a singular, rhythmic flow, driven by an ancient, genetic map that dictates the rhythm of their lives across the vast African plains. Caution is the foundation of survival. Every step is an evaluation of the ground, a delicate negotiation with the unstable terrain.
Nature's economy is absolute. The Nile crocodile moves with the efficiency of a needle through silk. When the sun reaches its zenith, the riverbanks become a stage for the masters of patience, waiting for the water to stir. From this height, the herd resembles a living, flowing organism. They surge into the river, they drink with hesitation, eyes darting, muscles coiled. The act of hydration is a vulnerability they cannot avoid.
When the crocodile strikes, it is with the force of a falling stone. He doesn't struggle, he simply clamps and waits.
Panic is the greatest enemy of the traveler. Once the wildebeest loses its composure, it loses its ability to react. Beneath the surface, they are ghosts in the current. A silent, waiting army hidden by the brown, nutrient-rich veil of the river. The silhouette is all he needs. A shape against the light is a map of intent. He knows where the wildebeest is going before it arrives. Dawn brings a sense of unease. The mist obscures the dangers lurking just below the surface, making every crossing a leap of faith. Strength, endurance, and an unbreakable will. These are the traits that define the survivors of the long and arduous migration. The landscape is a study in contrasts. On one side, the promise of life. On the other, the reality of the river. That subtle twitch is a communication. It tells the river everything it needs to know. The crocodile is in position, his energy coiled like a spring.
A moment of stillness that defies the violence of the wild. Here, for a heartbeat, the predator is merely part of the scenery.
The voice of the calf is a needle in the noise of the river. It is a sound that cuts through the splashing, The journey is arduous, but the future of the herd depends on the survival of the young, who follow the path of their elders. A Nile crocodile knows these secrets. He is the cartographer of the riverbed. He knows which channels are
a massive, surging, living force. The riverbank becomes a crossroads where life, chance, and destiny.
The water is always moving, carving new paths and creating the environment that both sustains and challenges the herd at every turn.
The indecision is the most human-like quality of the wildebeests. They stand, they watch, they think. They know the risk, but the herd is an irresistible force. The decision to enter the river is never made lightly. It is a moment of deep, primal anxiety felt by every member of the herd. There is nothing more terrifying than total stillness. A creature that is moving can be tracked, anticipated. With a silent glide, the predator disappears, reclaiming its dominion in the depths where the river's secrets are kept. The scale of the migration is difficult to comprehend. It is not a parade, it is a pulse. A vast...
Those limbs are powerful, yet they are used with the delicacy of a ballerina. Every movement is calculated to minimize the disturbance to the water.
The weather is a constant companion, adding pressure to the already intense journey across the vast and unforgiving landscape. Sensitive and alert, the wildebeest is tuned to the symphony of the plains, where every rustle could hold a message of danger. The struggle is a dance, but one that only has one ending. Every time the wildebeest flails, it loses its... The light on the scales is beautiful, a shifting, shimmering pattern that suggests a hidden, inner fire. Thermal regulation is key. By opening their mouths, they manage their body temperature, a necessary routine for the lords of the river. The day is coming to a close, and the drama of the crossing is fading into memory. The river, once a scene of intense, focused action. As the day ends, the river settles into a quiet, ominous beauty, masking the activity that continues long after the sun has set.
The water is a challenging element. They are not built for it, yet they face it with a determination that is nothing short of heroic.
The calf is the most vulnerable member of the group, yet it is driven by the same force as the elders.
An armored suit, honed by evolution, providing both protection and the perfect camouflage in the muddy waters of the river. Air is the tether to the world above. The crocodile needs it, but he takes it with the absolute minimum of fuss. A small bubble, a slight disturbance on the surface, that's all. Besides, the mud is the result of the struggle, a physical representation of the energy being spent. Every time the hoof hits, they move as one, a massive, synchronized organism that drifts across the plains like a cloud, driven by the need for fresh grass. Every mile is hard-won, evidenced by the dust and the mud that coat the animals, a physical record of the journey's long, grueling path. The scavengers know the rhythm of the river better than anyone. They see the patterns, they notice the shifts, they understand the signal of the struggle. The calculation is constant. Distance, speed, and timing. The crocodile is an expert at assessing the odds of a successful encounter. But it is a rhythmic, hypnotic movement, like the ticking of a clock. The tail moves the water, and the water moves the crocodile. The hesitation is the moment of greatest vulnerability. If it stops, if it turns, it loses the momentum that is its only protection. A future of the migration, protected by the wisdom of the elders and the collective strength of the herd as they press onward. He is resting, but he is never truly off the clock. His senses are dialed into the environment. It is a landscape of curves and eddies, a maze that the wildebeest must navigate to reach the safety of the other side. They taste the air, gathering information about the environment, searching for the safe path through the dangerous waters ahead. The hierarchy of the herd is tested at the water's edge. The strong push to the front, the weak are forced to the back. It is a beautiful world down here, a silent kingdom of light and shadow. The saltwater crocodile moves through it like a king in his palace. The predator rests, a coiled spring waiting for the opportune moment, its energy conserved for the intense action of the hunt.
It is the most ancient of narratives, a story that is written in the movement of life and the stillness of the predator. There is a beauty in their endurance, a testament to the life of the wild and the resilience of those who call it home. Everything about the crocodile is designed for the long, quiet wait, a master of patience that defines the rhythm of the river. Energy and youth are the driving forces of the migration, a testament to the life that continues to thrive in the face of challenges. A story written in the physical form of the wildebeest, the horn is a piece of the history of the individual and its struggles. The savanna is a vast, open expanse, a landscape that is both beautiful and challenging for the thousands of wildebeests who travel here. In the heat of the day, the riverbanks become a place of respite, where the predators rest and conserve their energy. Entering the water is a monumental decision, a shift from the known to the unknown, where the risks are high. The herd is a single entity, a massive, moving force that has navigated the savanna for countless generations of the migration. The eye of the crocodile is a window into a life of patience and precision, a feature that has served it well for millions of years. The start of the day is a time of renewed potential, as the herd of zebras begins another leg of their long and demanding migration journey. The simplicity of the day is a contrast to the intensity of the migration, a moment for the herd to refuel and recharge. The river is a constant force, an element of life that dictates the rhythm of the savanna and the lives of those within it. The bond between mother and calf is the foundation of the herd, a connection that ensures the next generation continues the journey. Even the smallest details are a part of the story, showing the reality of the life lived in the wild by the migrating herds. As the day ends, the river remains a place of mystery and danger, a fact the herd of wildebeests respects as they pause their journey. The caiman is an expert at waiting, its patience a testament to its evolution as an apex predator in the river's ecosystem. The bank is a threshold,
a boundary that tests the resolve of the herd as they weigh the dangers of the journey against the necessity. The migration is a constant, steady flow, a massive, moving force that reshapes the landscape with every step the animals take. A suit of armor, the crocodile's skin is designed for survival, a testament to the evolutionary success of this ancient river hunter.
The savanna is a landscape of scale, where the life of the migration is played out in the open, under the watchful eyes of all. Even when alone, the wildebeest is part of the whole, a part of the massive, interconnected life of the savanna and its herds. The river is a force that commands respect, a vital, pulsing artery that supports life, while also being a place of great danger. They follow the paths of their ancestors, a tradition of travel that is woven into the very fabric of their existence as migrants. The eye is a window into the life of the wildebeest, a constant observer of the environment and the threats that exist within it.
The night brings a change in the atmosphere, a quiet, contemplative time that contrasts with the intensity of the day's events. The river is a bustling hub, a place where many creatures interact in a complex, ongoing dance of survival and existence.
The path is marked by the history of the herd, a physical reminder of the journey they make every year across the African savanna. The migration is a collective endeavor, a massive, synchronized effort that requires the dedication of every member of the wildebeest herd.
The eye of the crocodile is a feature of its adaptation, a tool that has allowed it to succeed as a master predator for eons.
The heat is a challenge, a factor that influences the behavior of every creature on the plains during the long, demanding migration. The journey is a lesson in survival, a process that the young learn from the older members of the herd as they travel together.
The river's flow is a rhythmic, constant presence, an element that defines the life and the movement of the entire savanna ecosystem. They move in a purposeful, steady way, their migration a testament to their strength and the drive to reach their destination.
The small things are part of the story, a detail that reflects the life and the reality of the migration across the plains.
As the day draws to a close, the river remains a powerful force, an element of both life and danger in the wild landscape.
The river is a shared space, a place where many predators and their prey coexist in the ongoing drama of the savanna ecosystem.
Each footfall is a part of the story, a record of the migration that moves across the continent every single year of their lives.
The herd is a massive, living entity, a force that reshapes the savanna with its relentless, ongoing movement toward the promised grass.
The scales of the American alligator are a symbol of its endurance, a part of its successful adaptation to the environment of the river.
The savanna is a landscape of movement, where the life of the wildebeest is played out in the open, for all to witness. The individual is part of the whole, a part of the larger, interconnected story of the wildebeests and their life in the savanna.
The river is a powerful force, an element that supports life, while also being a place of great danger to those who pass by.
They follow the paths of their history, a traditional route that has sustained the migration for thousands of years on these plains. The eye reflects the reality of their life, a constant awareness that is necessary for the survival of the herd in the savanna.
The night is a time of change, a quiet, observant period that contrasts with the activity of the day, for the river is a shared world, where predators and their prey interact in a complex, ongoing balance of survival and daily existence.
The earth bears the mark of the passage of the herd, a physical reminder of the journey they make every year of their lives. The migration is a massive effort, a collective, rhythmic movement that represents the strength and resilience of the wildebeest herd.
The scales of the crocodile are a part of its identity, a design that has ensured its success as a river predator for ages.
The savanna is a landscape that demands adaptation, where the life of the wildebeest is an ongoing, evolving tale of survival and movement.
The future of the herd is the focus, a goal that keeps them moving forward on their long, epic journey across the plains. The river is the lifeblood of the plains, a force that determines the movement and the life of all who live along its banks.
The young learn the way of the herd, a process that ensures the next generation is ready for the challenges of the migration. The details are part of the reality of their life, a testament to the endurance and the adaptation needed in the savanna. The end of the day marks the pause, a moment to reflect on the challenges that have been overcome on the long journey. The river is a shared environment, a place where many live out their days in a complex, ongoing drama of survival and existence. The river is a shared environment, a place where many live out their days in a complex, ongoing drama of survival and existence. The path is part of the tradition, a route that has been followed by generations of wildebeests in their migration every year. The herd moves as one, a massive force of life that continues to push forward in the face of all the obstacles it encounters. The eye of the predator is a reminder of the hazards of the river, a constant observer that waits in the deep water. The plains are a landscape of opportunity and challenge, a place where the life of the wildebeests is played out in the open. They are the symbols of the savanna, the resilient travelers who never stop moving until they reach the next promised grazing land.
The river is a constant presence, a force that shapes the landscape and influences the lives of everything that lives nearby.
The calf is the future, a representative of the next generation that will carry on the migration for years into the future. Every detail matters in the life of the wildebeests, a testament to the endurance required in their environment.
The day ends, but the story of the migration continues, a cycle that defines life for these resilient and determined animals.
The predators of the river have their role, a part of the complex ecosystem that the wildebeests must navigate each year. The journey is defined by every step, a record that the ground keeps of the thousands of wildebeests on their long migration. They represent the strength of nature, a collective force that continues its journey across the vast and challenging savanna plains.
The predator is a part of the reality of their life, a constant reminder of the hazards they face as they travel the river.
The savanna is their home, a place of constant movement, a landscape that is both beautiful and harsh for the wildebeest herd. In the fragile silence of dawn, even the smallest movement can signal the beginning of a life-defining journey. For the herd, the river is not just water. It is a test of collective courage and a gateway to the next horizon. A cold, ancient intelligence monitors the riverbank, waiting for the precise moment when chance favors the patient. Individual spirit is the bedrock of the herd, yet every member knows their fate is tethered to the movement of the thousands.
In the river, peace and peril exist in a delicate, silent equilibrium that governs life for every inhabitant. Each footstep is a commitment to the path, a heavy, deliberate mark left on a landscape that never stands still.
From above, the migration is a work of living art, a constant, shifting mosaic of strength and resilience in the wild. The river keeps its own time, measured in the slow, rhythmic movements of those who have reigned here for eons. Nature's lessons are harsh, but they are essential for the next generation to inherit the wisdom of the trek.
Nightfall brings a shifting of the guard, as the river transforms from a crossing point into a domain of hidden, nocturnal mystery. A simple, rhythmic motion, yet it is the heartbeat of the savanna, a sign of life that echoes across the endless, rolling plains. Stealth is the predator's creed. In the water, the movement is fluid, silent, and entirely at the mercy of the current.
The migration is a force of nature, a thunderous, moving weight that alters the very geography of the African landscape. Vigilance is their only armor, a state of constant, heightened awareness that has allowed the species to defy the odds for millennia.
Thermoregulation is the key to their survival, a quiet, stationary act that masks the lethal potential of the river's master.
A diary of the migration, written in the earth by millions of hooves that have traveled this path since the dawn of time.
The terrain is as unpredictable as the migration itself, requiring a sure-footedness that only years of experience can provide. The river is the lifeblood of the plains, a complex, flowing system that sustains all, yet offers no mercy to the weak.
In the heart of the challenge, the bond remains, a quiet, persistent strength that anchors the life of the migration. The sky dictates the pace,
The coming rain will bring the change that the entire ecosystem desperately waits for. A slow, measured breath, a sign of the life that lingers beneath the surface, perfectly in sync with the river's rhythm. Every bite of grass is a calculated risk, a brief, necessary pause in a life that is defined by constant, forward movement. They are the guardians of the crossing, a congregation of predators that ensures only the fittest continue the ancient journey. The deepest pools are the most deceptive, hiding the hunters beneath a surface that appears to be nothing but calm. The far side is a symbol of success, a destination that remains just beyond the reach of the current's dangerous, winding path. A mark of age and experience, the horns tell the story of the survival that has been earned through the long migration. The transition is a moment of collective focus, as the herd moves with a shared intent across the changing river landscape. The plains are a landscape of beauty, but one that is built on the reality of the struggle for survival each day. A protective layer, a tool for survival, the crocodile's eye is a feature that has stood the test of millions of years. The river is a constant force, an element that guides the migration and shapes the lives of all who depend on its water. Their life is a rhythm, a cycle of grazing and moving that has sustained the migration for as long as the savanna has existed. The river's flow is the pulse of the savanna, a constant, moving presence that defines the environment for the herd. The young learn the way of the herd, a process that is essential for the future success of the migration each year. The details are part of the reality of their life, a testament to the endurance required in their harsh environment. The end of the day marks the pause, a moment to reflect on the challenges that have been overcome on the journey.